conversation about how we got here, because if we don't acknowledge the problems, we can't solve them. If a person doesn't admit that they're an alcoholic, then they can't stop using alcohol. If a drug addict doesn't come to terms with his addiction, he cannot defeat his addiction. We have come here because the difference between the DNC and the RNC was very simple. The RNC had a candidate that the establishment did not want, but that the grassroots of the party, which has moved far to the right, decided that they would push through. We had a similar situation with the DNC, where you had the majority of the party, which has more registered voters than the Republicans do, come by and say, no, we choose Bernie Sanders as our candidate. What happened was, unlike with the RNC, who took the grassroots candidate and put him forth, the DNC shoved somebody that the base was not enthusiastic about. We don't have to go the intellectually lazy way of blaming independent voters, blaming minorities for not coming out. We had a choice in between a broken clock that's right twice a day and a clock that lies about what time it is every day. So we had to make determinations to where we are, but we're still committed to the positions that we are with. We still will defend Black Lives Matter. We will ask for equality within the gay and lesbian community. We will tell people that we are immigrants and we don't run America. It's also important for us to recognize that if we're going to change the status quo, that it has to be with us putting the people who we elect's feet to the fire. Why did the anti-war protests stop after Obama was elected? The war didn't stop, it just kept going. Just because we elect someone that kind of looks like us doesn't mean that they have every single one of our interests in mind. Two woodcutters go into the forest, and the tree says, oh, don't worry, the handle on the axe is one of us. We have to recognize that every person who claims to be a progressive cannot simply just say that and pass the test. You can't be progressive about everything except LGBT rights. You can't be progressive about everything except human rights overseas. Then we have to ask ourselves, do Black Lives Matter only in America? Do Black Lives Matter during a drone strike when we're killing children overseas? Because I can show you the faces of black and brown children that are killed by a so-called liberal administration. I'm going to end with this. What happened after 9/11 is that we had a shift to the right, meaning that the mainstream media wanted to have politics that were more right and centered be the mainstream. And we abandoned the idea of these leftist ideas. But let's not forget, Black and Latino people aren't the only people that have been lied to about their history. Amen. White people have been lied to about their history here, and I tell you right now, the labor movement is the key to that. Remember, people had to fight and die to get an 8-hour workday, to make sure that if you got pregnant, you couldn't be fired, to make sure that if someone got injured on the job, that you couldn't be fired, to make sure that we don't have child labor in this country. The problem and the Achilles heel of the left has always been that we want equality, we want more, but we keep asking ourselves a bigger slice of the pie without asking ourselves, who's cooked in that pie? Who was on that conveyor belt for 18 hours making that pie? We can't just be workers of America. We have to be workers of the world to unite, to come together. I'm from New York City. I'm from Harlem. And I tell people all the time that in these horrible situations, let's never forget the things that we've survived, okay? We survived the Middle Passage. We survived a genocide of indigenous people. We will survive another racist president who's up there, and we will keep pushing, and we will keep fighting for the ideals of I don't see anybody here buying tickets to Canada. We're not leaving. The people we will continue to fight. And I think it's also incredibly important that we understand that they keep continuously feeding a false narrative to the right wingers. They You know why? Because the rape culture would expose exactly what this country has become. And unfortunately, without these things, we are lost without having some sort of self-analysis about where we're going from here. But I tell people, do not despair. I see strong, young, intelligent minds. Please go home and talk to someone younger than you. You may think that you're only 14, 15, or you're in your 20s and you're just figuring out life, but somebody looks up to you. Some little kid in your neighborhood thinks that you're a genius and you're a man because you're going to college, or that you're a queen because you have your job and your family put together and that you're making progress. Inspire those children. Talk to a younger person. Get them involved in the movement. We can't have the same people here all the time and time again. Talk to those younger people. The mind of a child is where the revolution begins, and let us not forget that the first victim of racism is a racist child. Because they've been taught fucked up things like this.